Welcome everyone to Essential Erin Intuitive's Halloween treat. I'm going to use a novelty deck based on one of my all-time favorite TV shows, Supernatural. I realize not everyone is familiar with it, so I'll do my best to give a quick bio on the featured characters as I go. I hope you all enjoy it, and now it's time to carry on, my wayward viewers. And hello to you, Cancer, and thank you for checking in, and I hope you have some fun with the Halloween reading. So we are starting out with Naomi as the Queen of Blades. We have the Six of Blades. We have the Knight of Goblets with Garth. We have the Sun with Miss Charlie Bradbury. We have the Ace of Blades featuring the First Blade, and we have the Ace of Goblets, and we know that is the cell phone to hell. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with our Queen of Blades. Now, Naomi, she is a high-ranking angel, and she's ruthless, but she's also kind of complicated and as a leader. She fiercely cares about the safety and well-being of the souls in her care, though her methods are often considered quite brutal. So in this case, Naomi and the Queen of Blades are reminding us to be brave and unwavering to achieve your goals. You must gather up your confidence and know your worth. So even though Naomi is kind of a scary character and she does like torture, she does, and she's an angel. She's reminding us, and the Queen of Blades is reminding us what we really know. Normally, I think if you feel that strong confidence, you know that comes from within. It's nice to have people trust you. It's nice to have people say, oh, I believe in you. But when you have self-confidence, that is when you have that power. That is when you become very capable. And so that is what Naomi is bringing to you this week, Cancer. You are going to be very strong within your own belief, within your belief of your own self, pretty much. Then we have the Six of Blades, and that indicates that you've been through some really stressful, some really difficult times recently, a real struggle, and that now you're coming to the point where you have some rest. You have the opportunity to get a little R&R. So that being said, if you've been really sticking to your guns, fighting for what you believe, fighting for yourself, that can be taxing. It can be exhausting, especially emotionally. So it's odd that your blades are talking about, well, in this case, I feel like your blades are talking about something emotional. You really need that. You need time to transfer and get through and kind of process that tumultuous period that you had going into that more peaceful one. Just remember that is necessary for you to get things done. You know, you get to rest and you've been on the path of your goal. But now it's time to relax. And the path to the goal, obviously, if the Six of Blades is actually saying that you have been through it, you have had a rough time of it, and now you're getting that respite, well, obviously that the fight that you've had, the battle that you've had to get to where you are right now, Cancer, has been rough. And now this week in particular, you're going to get a little bit of respite from that. And maybe because of this gentleman, Garth Fitzgerald the Fourth, love him. Garth is the archetypical knight in shining armor, so it's only appropriate that he would be the Knight of Goblets, and that is your more emotional card. He's very compassionate and caring, and what we like to call emotionally intelligent, and he is most definitely a sweetheart. I mean, even as a werewolf, which we know he is now. I mean, it took that to get him married off. So in that case, you know, you want to nurture your connection with others, and you want to become closer to people. So again, having gone through this rough period of time, in this period of relaxation for you, this period of regrouping, perhaps this is a time that you're going to have that interaction with someone who just really, really wants to connect with you. And that's a good thing. I mean, and it is an emotional card for you. And like we know, Garth is just too lovable. You know, he does annoying shit, and you still love him. You love Garth. And he always means well, and he just really cares about his fellow man and now his fellow werewolf. And then we have the son, Charlie Bradbury, Dean's little sister that he never wanted, as he has playfully said a couple of times on the show. She is their sweet pseudo sibling, and with Dean, she has an even stronger bond. Like, they do seem like brother and sister, but Dean in particular, both of the boys, but Dean in particular, and that makes her the perfect representative for the son. She represents happiness, positivity, and success, and knowing how to enjoy the little things. Charlie is always able to look at the bright side of life, shall we say. She's always able to make sure the boys know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there are definitely times when they need that. So once she came into their life, it was very obvious that things are they're always going to be reminded that things can always get better, and they will. So I think that that's saying more of this. You've been through it, Cancer, you've had a rough go of it lately, but you are at a position now where you are going to stick to your guns. You're not going to let, I feel like in this case, whatever it was that had you down, whatever it was that was causing you this strife, I feel like with the Queen of Blades, you're not going to let that happen to you again. It's something that you probably could have avoided if you had been a little bit more team you. If you had been a little bit more concerned about yourself instead of, trying to be responsible for those around you and trying to really be that shoulder to cry on. I feel like this was a case where you probably should have been a little bit more in tune to what you needed and what you really desired out of the issue, out of the situation. So, again, all of these are definitely talking to each other, and Charlie is reminding you, yep, things are getting better. You have done your due diligence. You have dug in your heels. You have done what you need to do. And now, along with that R&R, you have someone who really wants to treat you well. You have another person who's bringing you to that light at the end of the tunnel. Not just the light, the sun. A big ball of happiness. That's our Charlie. Then we have the Ace of Blades, which is represented by the first blade, and it was infamously used by Cain to commit humanity's first murder, and not only first murder, but his own brother. And it represents power, creation, and destruction. So what I feel like this card is saying is you need to use your skills and your intellect wisely, because you are more powerful than you realize. So again, with your blades, knowing that they kind of equate that challenge. So this is, I feel like it's saying to think is to create. Again, I like to say that. To think is to create. It's definitely saying that you can control this. You can make your own way. You can pave your own way. You have the power to do that. So this is all gearing up to you being stronger and more powerful and really recognizing who you are, really embracing your power. And it's a good thing. You got Garth here and Charlie here telling you that it's going to be a good thing for you. You're going to feel better about yourself, better about the way you are perceived, pretty much. Then we have the Ace of Goblets, and it represents an overflowing of positive feelings, just warm and happy beginnings of a new friendship, relationship, partnership, and reminding you need to appreciate new connections, and you may come to find them emotionally fulfilling. Well, I would say in this case, definitely emotionally fulfilling, and that overflowing of positive feelings, that's wonderful, because as we said at the beginning of this, you're coming out of something that was really rough, Cancer. So to know that you have all of this strength coming back to you, all of this positivity coming back to you, all of this knowing your own worth coming back to you, it's wonderful. And to know that at the end of it all, you're going to have something really fun to look forward to, a new beginning, a new relationship, partnership, you're going to have someone, and And again, remember, I like that connection when a card is above another card. So we do have the Knight of Goblets there. So maybe, Cancer, it's your night, or yeah, it's your night of shining armor. Boy, girl, whatever, your night of shining armor. Maybe this is the week where you're going to meet someone who just changes your world. And that is what I am seeing for you, Cancer. Happy Halloween.